Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, flash floods and record-breaking rain. What you can do to stay safe.
Then why Torrance Beach was temporarily placed under an advisory.
And the city celebrates National Drive Electric Week with a new EV charging station. We'll tell you where.
Plus a new fitness trend and the Torrance studio where you can take classes.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. A long week of record-breaking heat was followed by some record-breaking rain. As weather forecasters predicted, Southern California started to see some El Nino winter patterns, with a late summer storm bringing heavy rain to Southern California. Drivers were warned to be extra careful driving as the lack of rain over the past couple of months causes oil buildup on roads, which leads to slippery driving conditions. The storm left thousands of Southern California residents without power and hundreds evacuated from their homes due to flooding. The Torrance Municipal Airport also reported 0.45 inches of rain, a record high for a September day. The last record set at 0.03 inches was in 1990, and in the event of heavy rainfall again, the city provides resources and tips, including free sandbags, to Torrance residents in single-family homes and duplexes. Each resident can pick up a maximum of 25 sandbags at the city yard for free, depending on availability. All you need is some form of ID to show residency within the city, and health officials warned beachgoers to be careful of the possible increase in bacteria levels. For after-storm emergencies, residents are advised to call the Torrance Fire Department at 310-781-7042. Other resources available for emergency planning include the city's emergency services at 310-618-5725 and the American Red Cross at 310-330-7762.
And while Southern California received much-needed rain, Northern and Central California are still fighting some deadly heat. Firefighters continue to battle aggressive fires. The city sent 2 engines and 1 battalion chief to the Butte Fire. The group will be stationed there until further notice. The Butte Fire is one of several burning through the state caused by a combination of high temperatures and dry weather. The most recent updates show 3 confirmed deaths and 45% containment and close to 72,000 acres burned. To prevent fires locally, the Torrance Fire Department says be aware of hazards found in your home. This includes matches and lighters. Be sure to keep them out of reach of small children. Don't smoke near flammable liquids, including hairspray or gasoline, and make sure you have an exit prepared in advance. For more information on fire prevention and services available, visit torranceca.gov/TFD.
Swimmers and surfers had another reason to stay away from the beach. Torrance Alerts, the city's emergency notification system, sent out a notice that LA County beaches were placed under a tsunami advisory following the earthquake in Chile. Waves around 1 foot or less were expected until the next morning. Tsunami advisories warn against strong waves or currents that pose as a danger to people in or near the water. You can monitor the status of beaches, including Torrance Beach, by visiting publichealth.lacounty.gov and select Ocean Monitoring.
Los Angeles County had its first confirmed death from a deadly virus. Health officials say the West Nile virus was responsible for the death of a San Gabriel Valley man recently. This is one of 2 deaths and 123 confirmed cases of West Nile virus in the state so far this year. The city's Public Works Department takes calls regarding standing water in curbs and gutters and works to eliminate possible concerns. Stagnant bodies of water are sites that are likely to attract mosquitoes, the primary pathway to human infection. Health experts suggest, in addition to getting rid of stagnant water, residents should use insect repellent containing DEET with concentrations less than 50% or other plant-based oil repellents when outdoors. And make sure doors and windows are closed or have tight-fitting screens to keep out mosquitoes. To report any stagnant water in the city, call Torrance's Public Works Department at 310-781-6900. And for other concerns regarding West Nile virus, call Torrance Memorial's hotline at 1-877-968-2473.
More than a dozen Torrance residents showed up at the latest City Council meeting to voice their concern about ExxonMobil. High on the list of concerns for the Torrance Refinery Action Alliance was the use of modified hydrofluoric acid in California refineries, including use of this acid at the Torrance ExxonMobil refinery. Members of the City Council and the Torrance Refinery Action Alliance decided to settle on a future date where concerned issues would be discussed in order to bring the matter to a council meeting on a future date.
The South Bay is gearing up for a green challenge. The South Bay City's Green Building Challenge is hosting a friendly competition designed to improve energy, water, waste, and transportation sustainability. The challenge, which runs from September 2015 to August 2016, is free of charge and open to all South Bay buildings and businesses. It features various activities where points are earned as you move up the leaderboard by completing activities. The winner with the most points across all categories will be honored at an awards ceremony. The event is a collaboration between SBCCOG, Southern California Edison, Southern California Gas Company, Golden State Water, and Green PSF. The launch event will take place on September 23rd at the South Bay City's Council of Governments office on Western Avenue. If you would like your business or building to be mentioned at the press launch event, you must register by September 22nd. For more information, call 310-371-7222.
TUSD parents can expect a new notification system to keep better track of their children. The TUSD board unanimously approved entering a contract with EduLink's InTouch parent notification system. The contract, which will go through the end of the 2017-2018 school year, will be funded through Measure T at an annual cost of $24,000. The web-based program notifies parents if their child is tardy or absent on a frequent basis. It also offers a web portal, email, and text messaging system. EduLink is able to contact the district's entire student, parent, and staff population within minutes during an emergency. Since 1995, EduLink has provided parent notification services to more than 2,500 schools across the country.
And for high school students, the Attic, the city's drop-in center, is back in session. The Attic opened its doors for the new school season with an open house. Interested students and parents toured the facility to learn more about the programs offered. Staff members were on site to facilitate the tours and give out free prizes through the raffle wheel. In addition to the daily structured homework help, the center features weekly activities. There's also a full-service cafe open daily from 3 to 5:30 p.m. where students can purchase after-school snacks. The center is a drop-in program available free of charge to all Torrance students ages 14 through 18. Next on the list of upcoming events is a Halloween party featuring a costume contest scheduled for Friday, October 30th. The center is open Monday through Friday from 3 to 9 p.m. during the school year. For more information on the Attic, call 310-782-8828. Well, still ahead, a longtime community member receives a special award.
Plus, a new fitness trend is on the rise. Find out which studio in the city is giving lessons. This year's Gem of Torrance has been announced. Every year, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce selects one noteworthy citizen whose achievements have been significant to the community. The Distinguished Citizen of the Year Award is an annual tradition that's taken place since 1953. And this year, South Bay Volunteer Center President and CEO Dolores D.D. Hicks took home the honor. Hicks has been a part of the community for 28 years. Some notable achievements include growing the Volunteer Center's budget from $136,000 to $2 million, among others. Hicks will receive a special recognition at this year's State of the City address taking place on Thursday, September 24th. Tickets are still available to attend the luncheon. Go to torrancechamber.com.
To help kick off National Drive Electric Week, the City of Torrance introduced some helpful additions for electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles. Tao Ta has the story.
Powered up and ready to go anywhere, anytime. That's the idea behind the Ride and Drive Expo. The expo is part of the National Drive Electric Week celebrations and was held to unveil one of 6 new charging stations in the city of Torrance.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It is the step towards the future, because if you were to come to the Civic Center and want to go to the library, you'd be able to plug in here and go there. Or if you had to, unfortunately, go to the courthouse, you can plug in here too. So, they're in good spots.
It all started about 6 years ago when the city surveyed the community and asked for suggestions on where they thought was best to install 6 charging stations. The 2 types, level 2s and DC fast chargers, sometimes called level 3s, are now well underway.
We had about a $406,000 grant from the California Energy Commission and about $56,000 from the Mobile Source Reduction Committee. And so this is a very big grant-funded project that the city is very excited about, putting very little city funds towards it.
And although some people have their doubts,
I've seen more than one occasion where full electric cars, people are in a panic because their battery's almost out, and they come to the charge station looking for someplace to charge. So I'm not confident that the infrastructure for charge stations is there yet.
overall residents say it's just about time.
I'm an electric vehicle owner, so yeah, I'm excited to have the fast charging option, and then even the 220 chargers. Those are going to be really exciting because right now there's only 2 for the area, so it's going to be nice to have them easily accessible.
This is really kind of interesting because we've got so many different alternative fuel sources in the city. We had the hydrogen station on 190th Street. We also had the CNG filling station at the city yard, and the biofuel there as well. So this is just another environmental friendly thing that the city is doing.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, this is Tao Ta.
Thanks, Tal. The 5 other locations include McMaster, Columbia, Walteria, and Wilson Park, as well as a downtown Torrance parking lot.
The Torrance Art Museum celebrates its 10-year anniversary with a big fundraiser. Jessie Pierre has the story.
Over 350 guests and artists gathered from all over Southern California to celebrate the anniversary of the Torrance Art Museum. All the money raised at the event goes to programs and maintenance for the museum.
The museum curatorial staff contacted as many of the artists that they could find over the last 10 years and invited them to come, and would they like to donate a piece of art for the auction to help support, funding and to celebrate the 10 years.
According to the Cultural Services Manager, Eve Rappaport, almost 300 pieces of artwork were donated for the fundraiser from artists who have been a part of the Torrance Art Museum family throughout the years.
I'm really, really pleased. I mean, people are walking out happy. I think the blind aspect of it is interesting. The fact that nobody is walking around looking for certain artists because they know they're more valuable or they're better represented or they're better established.
Every piece of art was placed on the walls with no names, no dates, or any information about it, forcing attendees like Seth Kaufman and Andrea Bersolari to buy something because they truly enjoyed it.
Somebody to walk out of here and not know who it was or what it's worth and pay $100 and just go, I loved it. Not because it was worth $100, but because I just loved it. I think it's just a really cool thing.
It's a very exciting energy in the room, and as an artist, it makes me really excited to see people excited about owning art.
And lucky for Bersolari, even though she came early to the event to see her artwork displayed, her piece was already purchased.
I just hope everything gets sold, and you just want everyone to get something that they want, and all the artists to feel like their piece is going to someplace appreciative.
Curator Max Presniel is ecstatic with the outcome of the event. For 10 years now, the Torrance Art Museum has brought contemporary art to the public.
Well, it's a good opportunity to meet the artists because a lot of them were here to buy other artists' work, which is lovely. It's a good chance to start a collection for those people that are just at the beginning. It's a good chance for other artists to extend their collections.
And Rappaport could not be more pleased about the turnout of the event.
What exactly is happening is what I hope for. I wanted to have people come and enjoy it and get into the spirit of it, and to help us celebrate and to have a party and just to value what's here. And I think that's exactly what's happening.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jessie. The Torrance Art Museum will hold their official anniversary reception on October 13th.
Now that fall is approaching, it may just be the time to do a clean sweep of expired prescription drugs in your medicine cabinet. Reporter Tao Ta takes us to one expert who talks about why it's important to safely dispose of any unwanted or expired drugs.
Whether it's prescription drugs or over-the-counter medicine, you'll find that each bottle comes with an expiration date. Now, what does that actually mean? Torrance pharmacist Ahmed Atala gives us the facts.
The expiration date indicates the date after which the potency of the drug is not guaranteed, meaning that the active ingredient will tend to deteriorate, so you're not really going to be getting the benefit.
While some researchers suggest that the expiration dates of some drugs can be safely extended, Atala says it doesn't apply to all medicines.
But it's actually more important for somebody who is treating diabetes to be taking medication that is as effective as the label says. So if the label says 10 milligram and you're taking a pill, it's supposed to be 10 milligram. Now, if you use it a year after the expiration date, that 10 milligram can go down to 2.
Atala also said properly storing your medicine is key.
Absolutely, you leave it in the bottle that we dispense it. You don't transfer, because we see a lot of people sometimes combining pills in different bottles. You don't want to really do that. You want to leave it in the original bottle. You want to keep it in a dark place, meaning a cupboard or no exposure to sunlight, and you want to avoid heat by any means.
While experts don't recommend taking any unwanted or expired drugs, some of the best ways to dispose of this medicine is to take it to your local pharmacy's drug take-back program.
We don't advise people to dump anything in the toilet or in the trash. You want to grab everything, put it in a big brown bag, and then look for a location where you can dispose of it, either, like I said, fire departments or maybe local pharmacies like we do.
Medicine take-back programs are a good way to safely dispose of most types of unneeded medicine, including the Fox of Torrance Pharmacy in downtown. And for some folks, spreading the word about these programs is all it takes.
In the past, I absolutely would just, if I had expired penicillin or something like that, I'd just throw it down the toilet and think I was doing the right thing, and then all of a sudden you start finding out the effects that it's having on, especially the environment and our water supply.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, this is Tao Ta.
Thanks, Chow. The DEA offers a drug take-back day designed to allow residents to bring their unused, expired, or unwanted drugs and dispose of them properly. The Torrance Police Department will host a drug take-back day on September 26th, and to find out other locations throughout LA County, go to dea.gov.
Aerial yoga is increasing in popularity, and there's a place right here in Torrance where you can try it out. Jesse Pierre tells us more.
For Ruby Reyes, owning her own business was her dream, and with her brother Manuel and sister Yolanda by her side, she was able to make it happen in 2012.
My sister takes care of all the, QuickBooks and all the payroll, and I mostly do the programs. I create the programs for the studio, and my brother opened his new studio in another, in Lomita.
The Art of Flying Yoga Studio, located on Hawthorne Boulevard, south of the Pacific Coast Highway, focuses on Reyes' biggest passions, the healing arts. And it all began when she tried aerial yoga 4 years ago for the first time.
So I had a car accident, and my neck was completely bad. I couldn't move that much, and I needed to be stretching every single day. So the first time I tried it, I noticed that in a week, my neck didn't hurt at all. So since I've been doing yoga, I wanted to mix them together because I thought, oh my God, everybody needs to know about this. This is amazing.
After recovering from her accident, Reyes felt that helping other people recover from various injuries through yoga would be her gift to the South Bay community.
I created this program, which is restorative flying yoga and yin flying yoga. It is mostly for people that it is injured.
Reyes started medically supervised yoga workshops, partnering with Christy Mendoza, owner of the South Bay Total Fitness, who works in natural alternative medicine.
They're with my existing patients, so I already know them inside and out. Prior to us having the class, I sit down with the girls and we go over everything regarding the patients. They know who's in the class so they can design the class accordingly. I'm also here to assist.
The workshops are limited, but are tailored to meet the needs of the patients and focus on the therapeutic healing aspects.
Because movement is a very important part of healing. So, and my patients are very injured, so it's, I can't just send them to anyone.
Reyes and her family opened a second studio, Art Flying Aerial, in the neighboring city of Lomita. Both studios offer various aerial classes and even have Zumba workshops. One thing's for sure, members are happy with the classes.
It's such a workout. When I do the yoga classes, when we do the yoga poses, I'm perspiring more than if I ran a marathon.
It's a family business. It's like we really care. When you ask all of my students, all they're going to tell you that they feel at home. It's not like you know, like it's not like other studios that you come to a class and it's 100 students, they don't pay attention to you. Here we really care about our students, you know, one by one, we know all of them, you know, and we're growing together.
Flying yoga is a total body workout, and after just a few classes, you will build muscles, core strength, and increase flexibility. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jesse. Ruby Reyes provides a teacher training program for those who have taken her classes and would like to teach. For more information, visit artyogastudio.org.
Several changes have been made to crossing guard locations for the 2015-16 school year. This year, there are several new or relocated stations in Torrance. These include a post at the Palos Verdes Boulevard and Ruby Street, Anza Avenue and West Carson Street near Anza Elementary School, as well as Lomita Boulevard and Kent Avenue near Arnold Elementary School. Riviera Elementary now has a new post at the intersection of Paseo de Pablo, Paseo de Arena, and Via Colusa. Seaside has a new post at Sharon Lane and Dennis Road, and Torrance Elementary School has a new post at Lincoln and Apple Avenue. Victor Elementary added a second guard post at Anza Avenue and Spencer Street. Walteria added a post at Madison north of Newton, and Yukon will also have a second post at 177th Street and Yukon Avenue. All crossing guard post changes were made for safety reasons based on recommendations. To find out more about the city's crossing guard program, contact the police department's traffic division at 310-618-5557. Well, still ahead, some upcoming events you won't want to miss.
Plus, a local hospital hosts a touching art gallery and lecture. With school back in session, if your child is looking to pick up an extracurricular activity, the Crescendo Music and Dance School, hosted by Torrance's Salvation Army, is officially up and taking registration. The school features 9 different studio rooms for private and group lessons. Musical degree instructors provide a wide range of lessons, including piano and percussion. And for those interested in singing, the Community Kids Choir is also taking applications. Anyone interested can call 310-542-9171. And the Torrance Police Department is participating in the 10th DEA National Drug Take-Back Initiative on Saturday, September 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Torrance Police Department. At this event, you can deliver all of your unused, unwanted, or expired medications. No questions will be asked, and the police department will dispose of these substances in a secure and non-hazardous manner. And Mr. Boom Sauce himself, Colin Kushner, is back in the studio with another great show.
That's right, Ben. Friday Night Lights is back. Colin, what's in store for this week?
Thanks, Jin and Ben. Thanks for cruising by the Sports Desk studio. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook with any pics, video, or if you just want to chat about sports. I'll hit you back. I'll give you a shout out right here on the show. Here's a little preview at what's going down this week. North and Torrance football, both in action at home. I'll get you the highlights and post-game reactions from the Saxons and Tatas. Plus, I'll get you more scores from the Gridiron Volleyball Court and much, much more. That's 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on City Cable. Boom Sauce! We'll see you then.
Thanks, Colin. Well, one local photographer exhibited his latest gallery at a local hospital, capturing beautiful moments of patients embracing life. Tao Ta has more.
Providence Health and Services hosted an inspiring public event that celebrates the courage of patients during the very last days of their life.
It turns out that the things that matter most to people aren't things at all. They're other people.
What can seem so sad turned into a beautiful project. These 20 men and women featured in LA photographer Andrew George's project called Right Before I Die, revealed in these portraits their own struggles and aspirations.
Illness, and certainly a time we would call dying, is hard. And there's no romanticizing it. It's hard to sanitize it. It's just hard. But it is a time of life with its own value.
There was one individual, Michael. He was a very interesting man, had been a prior drug user, and has this all, in his interview. But was able to come to God and really was able to heal and heal the wounds amongst his family.
Executive Director and Chief Medical Officer of the Providence Institute for Human Caring, Ira Byock, says that opening our minds to appreciate and find the meaning in our own lives is remarkable and can certainly help cope with loved ones who are facing their final days.
before any significant relationship is complete, it's always of value to at least consider saying 4 things to one another. Please forgive me, I forgive you, thank you, and I love you.
And most of all, BIOC feels that as long as everyone is working together, everyone's spirits are lifted. Palliative care specialists say that the best care involves the love and support from families, and it can be as simple as showing up for a loved one who in some cases are facing their final days of life.
And just sitting together, sharing a cup of tea, watching a gentle rain, looking at a sunset, taking a drive, watching a ball game, takes on sort of this air of celebration because there's intrinsic worth to just being together with people that you know and love.
And while most of these wonderful patients have passed away now, BIOC says their legacy still lives on. For Torrance City Cable, this is Tao Ta.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.